Hello, my name's Adrian and I'm doing a review for AO.com about this dishwasher, which is a Bosch Series 6 SMS 58M18GB. This is a £499 machine, and just to explain where that sits within the range that AO provide, you have at the top end a Miele at £1,100 and at the bottom end a Beko, which is £189. Now, I think I should explain right from the outset that I have no association with AO.com and I'm not employed by them. I've just been asked to do a review. I'm a normal consumer and they've sent me this machine very kindly, and on the basis that I do this review they allow me to keep the machine. They asked me to live with the machine for a week to use it and see what my experience was like, and then to do this review to help other consumers decide whether or not this might be a machine that they would like to buy. I just want to touch on the experience of the delivery with the AO. One of the things that was really impressive is that they gave me a 2-hour delivery slot. Now, my experience generally with companies these days is they ask you to either choose a morning or an afternoon, and initially that's what was provided by AO, but on the day before the delivery, or I think it was the morning of the delivery, they then provided us with a 2-hour slot, which was much more convenient. The delivery was the next day after the machine was ordered, and again that was really impressive and very, very easy. But let me tell you about this machine. This is a stainless steel machine. Obviously if you've got other stainless steel appliances in your kitchen, then you'll want to match the machine, this dishwasher, with the appliances that you have. What you notice is that this section here is actually stainless steel, it's metal. The top parts here and the part down the bottom there are actually a silver plastic. I don't think it really detracts from the machine too much, but it's probably what you'd expect on a model of this particular value. Well, what's good about this machine? Well, first of all, it is, I think, quite quiet. The machine that we had before was another Bosch of a similar price range, and that was about 7 years old. And I think this is quite a big improvement in terms of the noise of the machine. It's 48 decibels, and I think it's reasonably quiet. It's perfectly acceptable in terms of noise. There are quieter machines for a little bit more money, but I think this was perfectly acceptable. Okay, let's again talk about the interior of the machine, and then I'll come back to the external display and the functions. The interior of the machine is particularly flexible. There are sections that can lift up so you can put more place settings in, both in the top tray and the bottom tray. But the real star function on this machine is that it has a tray at the top which you can put your cutlery in. This is almost the cheapest machine that's available on the AO website which has that function, and the big advantage of having this function is it means you then don't have a caddy in the bottom of the machine which carries your knives and forks, and it means that this machine takes more crockery, cutlery and pots and pans than other machines. This is a 14 place setting machine, and certainly in using it I've noticed a big difference with the capacity of the machine compared to the machine that we had. There's another interesting function with this machine which is different to my old one, which is the filter is self-cleaning. Sometimes you find dishwashers leave little bits of food on the plates, but this machine, the filter itself is actually self-cleaning. It comes out quite nice and easily. You can clean it manually, but one of the features is this self-cleaning filter. Okay, let's go back to the functions on the front of the machine. Visually, I think the machine is, again, it's quite plain. It's a dishwasher. What do you expect? The functions on the front include the settings for the dishwasher. There's intensive, auto, eco. There's a quick setting and there's a pre-rinse setting. You can also delay the start of the machine, so if you don't want it to be noisy overnight but you want clean plates for the morning, you can set it to start maybe an hour or two before you wake up. There's the start button and the on-off button is on this side. One of the points that I would maybe think what wasn't so good about the model was the instructions. I found it quite difficult to work out what each of these settings meant. until I opened the machine and noticed that on the top of the machine there's actually a guide to which of the settings you should use for heavily soiled pots and pans, going down to lightly soiled dishes over this side with the quick function. The quick function, I think, is a bit of a star function. It'll actually clean the plates in 30 minutes. Previous dishwashers I've had have never been that quick. They've always taken about 2 to 2.5 hours to clean plates, and my experience this week has been that it's been quite effective. Despite the short duration of the programme, the plates and dishes, if they're quite lightly soiled, do come out as clean as they do on any of the other settings. There's also, interestingly, the auto setting, which can adjust the length of the programme. So this does have some features on it which I think are quite flexible. But what you really want to know is, does it clean well? Again, the old machine I had started to not work particularly well, probably because the filter needed to be replaced. But this machine, I have to say, has been absolutely brilliant. What more do you want from a machine, a dishwasher, than every time you put your dishes and your crockery and cutlery into it, that it comes out absolutely sparkling clean. It has absolutely performed brilliantly, and I would have no hesitation in recommending this machine if you were considering a dishwasher. I would even go as far as to say that unless you're particularly wedded to the higher end Siemens and Miele machines, if you want to save some money, this is a great machine because it has all of the functions and all of the features that the high-end machines have, and the high-end machines tend to have this cutlery drawer. So in my view, there's almost no point in spending any more money. I think that's pretty much it. It's, in terms of energy usage, it's an A+ machine. I understand that means it will cost about £30 per year to run, and to be honest, if someone offered to do my washing up for £30 a year, I'd take that any day. So there you have it. It's the Bosch Series 6 SMS 58M 18GB, £499. I would say go and buy one of these. These are great machines, lots of functions, equivalent of the high-end machine, but about half the price. Thanks very much.